He's outside, and the Daniel Dubois is hurt, but he has a shot of his own. What are we witnessing? What are we witnessing? Anthony Joshua is down. He's not going to beat the count. He is all over. He's knocked out. Anthony Joshua has been knocked out after hurting Daniel Dubois. I'm in shock right now.
Boxing pros have given shocking reactions to the Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois fight.
Yeah. Alexander, what did you make of it?
I saw it again. It's Saddam Smith.
Guys, shoot it, come.
How much of a shock was it?
No, it's a boxing. It's a boxing, I don't know.
Boxing is a brutal sport. When Daniel Dubois fell to his knees during his fight against Joe Joyce and was counted out, marking the first loss of his career, it seemed as though he had been exposed. It seems as though he would never live up to the expectations placed on him. Despite having suffered a shattered eye socket, he was tarnished by charges of being a quitter at the time. Though it started to change opinions, a valiant attempt against undisputed champion Alexander Usyk resulted in a stoppage loss. By stopping Jarrell Miller and Filip Hrgović, he claimed the IBF interim title, which was later elevated to the full world championship after Usyk vacated the belt. This positioned him for his bout at Wembley Stadium against Anthony Joshua, Dubois told Sky Sports before the fight. It's been a journey. What I feel has been a resurrection of my career, really. I've had to resurrect my career. I've had to come back and face everything that I might have been shying away from before. Criticism. He further added, people say whatever they had to say, but I don't want to go too deep into it. I've resurrected my career and just keep going now. I've resurrected it. It's not over yet. Every day's a battle. I could fall back right into where I was, but I'm going to keep chipping away and keep going forward. He's driven by a relentless urge to silence every lingering doubt around him for good. A commanding win against Joshua, the ex-unified world champion and former IBF title holder, would have put all those questions to rest. Dubois said, I was down and now I'm coming back up. There's a deeper meaning to it than just me and AJ in the ring. Everything's on the line. Who's got the stronger will? Who's really conquered their demons? And who's really ready to move forward? And I believe that's me, and I'm ready to go out there and show it. His goal was to win in grand style. He said, I aim to knock him out. That's the program, that's the mindset, that's the intention coming into this fight. I'm going to focus my whole life on destroying it and just being a good destroyer, a good conqueror. Don't wait, go out there, smash him, go through them, go through whatever I have to go through. No retreat, no surrender, and go out there and perform like a warrior. Daniel Dubois faced another test of his composure at the final press conference before the fight. Joshua stood tall, his gaze cold and unyielding as he locked eyes with his opponent. Dubois met his stare, but after After a tense moment, he was the first to look away. Dubois was eager for their confrontation. He arrived early at the historic venue, waiting patiently for his moment to sit across from Joshua on the stage. For Dubois, this fight had been a long time coming, a dream he had chased since he first laced up his gloves as a young boy. Dubois declared, "I want to make a name for myself and create history. I've always known that I'm good enough. I haven't got too much to say right now. I'm just ready to go on Saturday. It's the resurrection story of my career." Daniel Dubois has bounced back from a tough defeat to Joe Joyce and a missed shot at the world title against the exceptional Alexander Usyk. His resurgence has been driven in large part by the guidance of his new trainer, Don Charles, who has played a pivotal role in his recovery. Charles had not attended the public workout the day before and had not been by Dubois' side during the news conference. But Charles has a cold and Dubois insists, "Everything's good. As long as he's in my corner on fight night, that's all I need. Everything's gone well. Training camp's gone brilliant. Let's go." His promoter Frank Warren is expecting something special. He said, "We've got a new kid on the block. This kid can fight, he can punch, he's got mobility, he's fast, and he's a good finisher. I believe this heavyweight fight will be Britain's Hagler Hearns. That's how exciting it's going to be." Joshua is relishing that too. He said, "When I started boxing, I said I want to bring the heavyweight division back alive in the UK, and I think we've done that." His resolve is laced with a touch of personal pride. Years back, Dubois and Joshua faced off in a sparring session, and ever since, whispers and tales have rippled through the boxing world. To draw a line under it, Joshua said, "He cracked me with a great shot, and it's my chance to get him back on Saturday." Joshua warned, "I'm not depending on punch power. It takes a lot more than that to be a great fighter. I've got the fighting spirit, and that's how I'll break him down, with my spirit." Joshua has been watching old fights to fuel that, he said. "I've been reminding myself what I can do and what I'm capable of." Dubois may not have Joshua's ease behind the microphone, but he is equally driven to match the former champion's resolve. He said, "The world title, I need to retain it and hold on to it. I need to legitimize it by winning this fight, by any means necessary, knockout or whatever way it comes." Meanwhile, Daniel Dubois slammed the table in mild frustration and refused to engage with Anthony Joshua as they met in an understated news conference in London. Following Alexander Usyk's retirement, Dubois became the interim IBF champion in June and was subsequently crowned world champion. He said, "I need to retain this world title. It's a great thing to have, but I need to legitimize myself by winning this fight. I'm on the rise. I've got the momentum on my side. No more words, just fighting, punches. I'm ready to fight and destroy." The 27-year-old seemed impatient for the press conference to wrap up, in contrast to the composed and engaging Joshua, who maintained his focus and showed respect toward his opponent. When discussions turned to a sparring session several years ago, where Dubois supposedly rocked Joshua, the champion said, "It was sparring. Now we're fighting. This is different." Dubois added, "Move on," before banging on the wooden table. The magnificent Guildhall, a 15th-century structure with a Grade 1 listing, served as the venue for the news conference. Olympic gold medalist Joshua stands on the brink of greatness, with the chance to etch his name alongside the legendary trio of Muhammad Ali, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, and Vitaly Klitschko as a 3-time world champion. When he felt mistreated by Dubois in June, he threatened to throw a chair across the champion's face. He was questioned about the incident. Joshua replied, "You should never let anyone take an inch because they'll end up taking a mile. You know what I mean, Dan?" But Dubois vacantly replied, "Sorry?" Nevertheless, the Londoner did speak to dispel rumors about his trainer Don Charles, who hasn't been spotted during fight week. Dubois added, "As long as he's in my corner on fight night, I'm all right. Everything is good." Joshua, who headlined a British stadium for the 6th time, revealed that he's been reflecting on his previous fights in the UK to fuel his motivation. He said, "It's good to be back. I'm ready to rumble and remind everyone what I'm capable of." The Great Hall at Guildhall made an amazing setting with its arched ceiling, stained glass windows, and sculptures of former Lord Mayors. The card is the most recent manifestation of the powerful and controversial Saudi Arabian organizers' expanding influence on the sport. This week has already witnessed a glitzy Hollywood-style premiere at a cinema in Leicester Square, while Wembley Arena took on the regal charm of Buckingham Palace for the open workouts. However, the press conference fell short of both the setting and the buzz that surrounded it. Dubois has never been known for his oratory skills, but this time, even by his own usual standards, the event felt surprisingly subdued. Maybe he's just in a zone. For Joshua, this moment represented the pinnacle of his journey since the loss to Usyk, with the prospect of reclaiming the world title serving as his most powerful driving force. He seems to be in a good mood, and a fighter who is joyful is a dangerous fighter. Still, there was a lot of pressure. Before the fight, Derek Chisora expressed concern for Daniel Dubois, citing the champion's limited experience in front of large audiences. In an interview with TNT Sports during the Riyadh season grand arrivals, Chisora expressed his concerns about Dubois potentially being daunted by the atmosphere of of a packed Wembley Stadium. He said, "It's buzzing. I'm just worried for Daniel because he's never boxed in front of people like this. He can either be so excited to come out or it might drain him. You never know. But AJ has been there so many times, but we don't know. We've got 4 or 5 days to find out." In July, Chisora prevailed against Joe Joyce in a brutal and intense fight that was witnessed by a sold-out O2 arena. The 40-year-old is positive that Joshua will win on Saturday because he knows what it takes to battle under duress. He added, "I'm AJ all the way. I've always been AJ all the way. AJ has to win it by a knockout if he wants to be a 3-time world champion." Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.